Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here for the 6th Annual Environmental Champion Awards ceremony. Thank you, Aquarion, for once again doing this. I've been at every one so far. It's a wonderful evening here in Bridgeport. This park is absolutely positively the jewel of Bridgeport. Wouldn't you agree? And hats off to Aquarion for continuing to do this. Their motto is stewards of the environment, and that's exactly what they do. They protect, they preserve, they work collectively with the state of Connecticut to preserve as much property as possible. They have thousands of acres of land that people can enjoy that has been set up in perpetuity that can never be developed. And hats off to them for having the foresight to do that. It's my distinct pleasure this evening to present to you my friend and colleague, Commissioner Rob Klee, from the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection to present the next award. He joined DEEP in 2011 as Chief of Staff, where he oversaw the work of in support of the Office of the Commissioner, at that point, Commissioner at the NSD, and provided advice to senior staff on a wide range of environmental and energy policy issues. Prior to joining that position, he was an attorney with Wiga and Dana in New Haven, where he specialized in appellate work and energy and environmental law. Commissioner Klee holds a PhD from Yale School of Forestry and Environmental Studies in Industrial Ecology, a law degree from Yale, and an undergraduate degree from Princeton in Geology and Environmental Science. He has been very active at the Department of Energy and Environmental Protection to ensure that we have cheaper, cleaner, and more reliable energy available to our state's residents and businesses, developing a 21st century approach to environmental regulations to more efficiently protect our air, water, and land, and bringing a renewed spirit of innovation to the operation of Connecticut's parks and forests throughout the state of Connecticut. As a matter of fact, today, this is his third stop. He was at some of our state parks today. He is very passionate about protecting our state parks, opening more state parks. He and his wife, Ann, and his son, Jacob and Alex, have been all over the state of Connecticut visiting our parks, which are absolutely beautiful. So I present to you my good friend, Commissioner Rob Klee.
Thank all of you who are here tonight supporting Aquarion's Environmental Champion Awards. And really congratulations to Aquarion. And Jack sort of summed it up that you are a true environmental steward. It's really wonderful the things you do to protect watersheds and open space and natural spaces throughout the state to ensure clean water is available for the residences and businesses of this state. Greg Dancho and the folks here at Beardsley, a round of applause for Beardsley for all the things they do. With a 6 and a 9-year-old, I've been here quite a few times with the family. It's always changing in a positive way. Thrilled to be here. It's really a great tourist attraction and a partner of DEEP with the message of education and education about conservation, which is so key. These awards really provide an opportunity to recognize outstanding environmental stewards, those who care enough and are passionate enough and volunteer their time and energy to make things happen in this state. And it's really an impressive group of winners this evening. The folks here care about issues like preserving our watersheds, recognize the impact of materials and waste and litter on the environment, and that the protection of natural resources and preservation of open space is so important because they're not making any more of it, frankly, and you need to hold on and preserve what we have. So it's my honor and pleasure first to bring up Dick Leavenworth. Can you please come up and join me on stage? Dick is the winner in our adult category and has spent more than 50 years working tirelessly and passionately to protect and promote the conservation of Connecticut's natural resources, our air, our water, our soils, our plants, and our wildlife. It began way back in 1965 when Dick, our honoree, was appointed the first chair of the Woodbury Conservation Commission. It's a position that he only recently left. He's a Woodbury native and still serves on the town's Conservation Commission, where he shares his knowledge of every river, stream, tributary, and pond in the town. Over 30 years, he led the Conservation Commission in a project to test the water in Woodbury's streams and rivers. And they followed up with another project to test the well water in town, which revealed the presence of a potentially dangerous pollutant, MTBE, near a gas station. He was tenacious in seeing that problem was addressed and that the purity and safety of groundwater was ensured for the residents of Woodbury. Another milestone was Dick's founding of the Pomperaug River Watershed Coalition in response to the increasing pressure that local development was putting on the town's water supply. That coalition's success soon made it a national model for scientific investigation, stakeholder collaboration, community education, and volunteer engagement. All those things you need working together in order to get stuff done. He's an ardent advocate of low-impact development to ensure that groundwater is recharging and limiting surface runoff and stormwater runoff and non-point source pollution, which frankly is one of our greatest challenges as from suburban sprawl and development in unsustainable ways. His diligence in town matters led to the incorporation of low-impact principles into local site design and the actual construction phases of projects in Woodbury. And at each new development proposal, Dick is at the table and with the land boards, championing the use of low-impact development principles. His unending and unwavering leadership and accomplishments have earned him numerous awards besides the one that we're giving you tonight from Aquarion. And he's volunteered so much of his time to boards and commissions, all dedicated to the protection of Connecticut's natural resources, with soil and water being his passion and his specialty. Just going to name a few. He was a founder of the state's Association of Conservation and Inland Wetlands Commissions, and he served on the New England Environmental Team, coordinated by Tufts University, and was the Litchfield County Conservation Supervisor. Through these decades of conservation work, including guiding Woodbury's many open space acquisitions, Dick never lost sight of his goal of seeing the conservation of two beautiful parcels surrounding Woodbury's former drinking water supply. And just a month ago, Woodbury's residents overwhelmingly approved a $2.9 million purchase to protect those land in perpetuity. So I'm not even done yet. There's still more. He was instrumental in preserving 686 highly scenic acres around Lake Quassapog. And this required coordinating a project that involved the town of Woodbury, the Flanders Nature Center, the state of Connecticut. And again, here's a theme that's emerging, the importance of working across different community organizations, different levels of government, local, state, and sometimes federal. That's bringing together hundreds of people to understand the significance of a property. So as we present Dick Leavenworth with this award, let's also give him a huge round of applause for his environmental commitment and dedication to ensuring that Woodbury residents have clean water, productive soils, and a high-quality life for generations to come. It's a thrill to honor you tonight.
Yes. Good evening, and thank you. Thank you to all of you who have put this program together. Thank you to all of those who have come here for these presentations. And most of all, thank you to the hundreds, perhaps thousands of people that I have worked with, and none of these accomplishments is entirely to my credit. I was there, I expressed thoughts, other people joined me, we worked together, we brought in additional volunteers, and we had success. I'm glad none of the failures were mentioned, and I'll leave those out at this time too. But it was mentioned earlier, and the words used were all in this together. And indeed we are. We are in this together as a society, but that society and each of us cannot exist unless we have a harmonious relationship with the environment on which we depend for our lives. If we misuse that environment or we cease to recognize its importance and do those things that need to be done, we'll not only fail together, we will cease to exist together, we will cease to exist, period. And in my more than 50 years, perhaps the warmest feeling comes to me when I see the change that has occurred and the number of us, the overwhelming number of us that have come to recognize this need of properly caring for our environment. And as far as my personal work is concerned, it would not have been possible without the support of my wife, Bonnie.